Hello everybody and welcome to Developments 5. So in this tutorial, and I have the question up on OneNote Loader for you, we are drawing this hexagonal based prism, and the question is called Amicelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay. But as usual, we'll kick off, folks, with the first thing, which is sketching down our development. Now, if you don't have a grid sheet, doesn't matter. You can just do a few sketches anywhere on the page, okay? So I just sketched one here, okay? So I've got 6 sides and I've got 2 hexagonal ends. So a development could look like that. Now, you could have possible other ones. So before you go any further, would you pause the video, please, and go ahead and sketch down another couple of variations to this that you might come up with, okay? Right, so if you've that done, we're going to go back now and I'm going to draw this plan and elevation up here first of all. Now, to take you back, it's a hexagonal prism, as you can see in the elevation. I'm going to keep it fairly close to the left-hand side now. So if you want to know, I'm coming down about 90 millimeters there to draw in my XY line, okay? And this is 35 is the side, 35 millimeters, okay, is the length of the side there. Now, I'm just going to get a smaller set square to be handier for drawing. Now, I'm using my 60-30 set square. Why? If you remember back when we were looking at polygons, we said that if you have any kind of a polygon, let's say a square, for example, square has 4 sides, you divide that into 360, okay, and that would get you 90. So that would figure out the angle on each one. A hexagon is 6 sides. So when we divide in 6 into 360, we get 60 degrees. So we're coming up here at 60 degrees, okay? And I'll just mark off there 35. And if you even mark it off on one side, shortcut there to save marking off on the other side, just to bring over a straight horizontal line like that, okay? Because they're symmetrical. And now we'll do our lines in a bit heavier. I could shoot up 2 lines. If you wanted now, you could stay drawing it with your protractor. There's many different ways of doing one thing in drawing. So that'll give me the side up there, and I might as well do it heavy while I'm at it. Flip over. And now that is my hexagon drawn there, okay, using my 60-30 degree set square. Now you'd have to draw that first before you do your plan view, and the reason for that is because only when you have the elevation drawn can we then know the width for the plan view, okay? So there's 4 lines you'd bring down there. Now remember, when we're drawing the plan, we're going to be looking down here from the top, okay, looking down that way. And we'll just leave 10 mil of a gap. And we're told in the question the length there is 120. And then we can finish it out there at the bottom, doing a heavy line here, here, and there. And that's our plan elevation finished, okay? Now usually we take the widths out there, but because of an A3 sheet, this probably will be tight to fit, okay? So I'm just being conscious of that. So I'm going to start my development quite close, and actually I'm going to have to move the development. If you look at the way the setup is in the question on OneNote, the development is up here a bit because I'm going to need to get space to put in another hexagon up here at the top and one at the bottom, okay? So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to keep this very close up here to the top now. So in fact, I'm going to start off up here with a hexagon, okay? So if I slide up my set square, right up to the top there, as close as I can, and I'm going to do a line 35 millimeters in length, okay? Get my small set square and just double check that. 35, lovely. So I'll just draw it lightly first. And remember, it doesn't matter if your construction lines are too long, your light construction lines, that's what they're for. Okay, we'll mark off the side. And now I can take a line across. Just continue that down there now. So this is one end of the box. And we're just going to put a dashed line there because that would fold up. If we're making this out of a sheet of cardboard, that would fold up in real life. And now I'm going to drop down 2 long lines here. Okay. And we know the main body is 120 mil in length. Now I'm going to do a light line across here. And I'm going to do a light line across there. And just before I go on, actually we can go ahead now and we'll do the side. So we know, right? And sometimes if you want to, you could step off that distance on your compass as well. You don't have to use your compass, right? We know there's going to be 6 sides, okay? So this will be 1. This is our base here. Now you don't have to write this, please. I'm just writing it for illustration purposes. So we could mark off 1, 2. Now I probably won't get another one in there, okay? So, well actually I will put it in because I'm going to be tight with the thing on the side. Now it doesn't matter. You could put 2 this side and 4 that side if you wanted it, or you can 2 this side and 3 this side, okay, because you need 6 ultimately. So just see whatever way it's spaced out best for you on the sheet, okay? Now I'm probably going to put 3 this side, just with the way my sheet is working out, okay? So I'll just let it cross this line a bit more. And now I'm going to do a series. These will be all fold lines. And the last one over here then. Now we're almost finished. We still have to put in this down here. I'm just going to drop down 2 more light lines because the hexagon on the bottom would have the same width, okay? I can do a heavy line to there, heavy line to there, heavy line to there, and a heavy line there. Now that is my development finished. So I have 1, if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides and 2 ends, okay? So there's 8 pieces in that, okay? Now, if you were stuck for space or anything there like that, like you could actually put this guy over here if you wanted to, and you could have that guy up there. Once it would all fold up together, and you turn up the side this side, turn up the side that side, it will go back together. So if I was just to do one quick more one, and we'll see what you come up with, I would recommend, it doesn't matter where you put that hexagon along here, but I'd recommend putting the other one directly under if you could, because you could drop down lines and save you measuring like I did there, okay? So if you wanted to, though, I'm just doing this for illustration purposes. If we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 across there. This time I'll put the base here. It doesn't matter where you put it, okay? Now if you wanted to, you could put the hexagon in here, and you could put the other hexagon, as I was saying, over here. And believe it or not, it does not matter one iota, because when you fold all them up together, they would still go back together the same way. So it was just interesting when we get the sheets back and when I'm taking them up again to see what maybe other ones you drew down yourself. So different variations there, okay? Now the last thing, of course, is we're going to do is a what you call a isometric sketch, okay? Now, whether you probably want to leave it on the side or you want to put it standing up, I'm not too bothered. I'm probably just going to keep it simple enough now for today. I'm going to leave it down on its side, okay? I'll probably have to make it fairly small as well, this sketch, because of the amount of page space we've left. So keep it fairly small there. Remember, sliding the pencil technique as a guide. Okay, and it doesn't matter, as I always say, how many it doesn't matter how many light construction lines you have, okay? The human eye is drawn to the heavier finished black line. Now if we want to divide that up, I'm going to mark off there and there for the two sides, the top. I'm going to mark off this guy. I'm just breaking them up into thirds. If you had more space, you could use the finger technique for spacing out things, as Mr. Garvey does, okay? Now, we'll draw down them there, okay? Keeping it light enough at the moment. I'm very lightly doing in the back of the box because I just want to get an idea for what this guy would be. And I'm pretty happy with that now. So when I'm happy with it, then, you know, it's always going to kind of look odd when you're not looking at it straight on. It won't look like a proper hexagon. But all lines should be parallel in all views. So if this should be parallel to this, etc. Okay. This guy should be parallel to that guy. You know, and if you want to give it a light shading, you can. Maybe a bit lighter at the top, as usual. A bit heavier at the bottom. A bit more of an emphasis there. And then we can just give it a light rub there. And that is that question, folks. That's development 5. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you're keeping safe with your families. That'll be the last question I'll be putting out to you before the Easter break. So stay safe, folks. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.